Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Erik Voss, and Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse's filmmakers say they created 280 spider people for this movie. Half of them are really background ones, distinguished mostly by color and other unique characteristics, but with the help of our writers, Jordan and Eric, I went through this movie several times to identify at least 100 spider people in Across the Spiderverse. That was our goal, and I love to do this because these cameos are freaking bonkers. Hey, New Rockstars will be at RTX in Austin July 7th through 9th. Join us for an exclusive meet and greet, New Rockstars Live, and more. Go to rtxaustin.com and get your badge today, and please subscribe to all 3 channels on our network and support us with some merch at nerdriot.shop. And this video was made in partnership with The Lord of the Rings Gollum, available for sale right now on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. More on them later. All right, here we go. 100 spider people. 1. Miles Morales from Earth 1610, you know him. Gwen Stacy from Earth 65. 3. Peter B. Parker from 1610B. Pavitra Prabhakar from 50101. Miguel O'Hara from 923. Miles G. Morales from Earth 42. I'm counting him because I still think he has a future as a Spider-Man. Jessica Drew from 404. Hobie Brown from 138. Of course, our friend Spider-Man Noir from the first film, and Penny Parker and Spider-Ham, all 3 of whom make cameos in this movie. Number 12, Margot Kess, Spider-Bite from Earth 22191. Ben Reilly, the Scarlet Spider, voiced by Andy Samberg in this movie. Then Spider-Man 1967, voiced by Jorma Taccone, who's a 2D Spider-Man. Then the Lego Spider-Man, he was animated by a 14-year-old Preston Mutanaga. We meet Peter Parked Car from 53931. The Insomniac Spider-Man, that's from Earth 1048. The Spectacular Spider-Man, Josh Keaton coming back here. Spider-Man Unlimited shows up in this movie, and I'm counting these guys. Number 20, Tobey Maguire Peter Parker, because he shows up in the Web of Life and Destiny. Andrew Garfield Peter Parker, who also shows up in the Web of Life and Destiny. And Tom Holland Peter Parker from the MCU, because he is referenced. He's off screen though. There's the Web-Slinger Patrick O'Hara from Earth 31913. There's a Popsicle Spider-Man, who makes a little blob of a cameo. There's Malala Windsor from Earth 835. She asks, "Is anyone spoilt the spoil?" There's Spider-Side, who's mentioned from Earth 616, which is interesting. There's a Last Stand Spider-Man from Earth 312500. There's the Tarantula of Earth 1610A. There's Spider-Cat, who claws at Miles' face. There's Spider-Rex, aka Peter to Parker. There's Charlotte Weber, the Sun Spider, who makes a cameo, making a great crutch pun. There's the Spider-Wolf. Then there's Metro Boomin's version of Spider-Man, who makes a cameo, telling Miles there's nowhere else to run. There's the Cyborg Spider-Woman. That's the biggest, clunkiest spider person who you see in the mob. There's the Canadian Spider-Woman, aka Spider-Canada, who's often carrying a hockey stick. There's the Flash Thompson Spider-Man, aka Captain Spider, who's often wearing his Letterman jacket. There's Chibi Spider-Man, the little fellow who's always hopping around. There's Maybelle Riley from Earth 803. That's a steampunk lady spider. She's got the mechanical Waldos. There's Mayday Parker from 616B. There's a Mangaverse Spider-Man, who's got the interesting gloves. There's a Bombastic Bagman, who has a brown paper bag over his head. There's a Spider Armor Mark 1, Spider Armor Mark 2, and Spider Armor Mark 3. There's a Traffic Cop Spider-Man. There's Ezekiel Sims, aka the Therapist Spider-Man. Then there's Max Bourne, who's a friend of Miguel O'Hara. Max Bourne is Spider-Man 2211 from 9500. There's Mary Jane Parker, aka Spinneret, from a 2015 limited run Renew Your Vows storyline, and her daughter Anna May Parker, Spider-Ling. There's Spider Monkey, who of course shows up. There's Future Foundation Spider-Man. Then there's Doppelganger, also Spider Knight from Ultimate Spider-Man. There's the Prince of Arachne from 71004. There's Jessica Drew, Spider-Woman's classic suit. There's Julia Carpenter Spider-Woman. There's a Samurai Spider-Man. There's a Quippy Spider-Person, Elizabeth Perkins. There's Superior Spider-Man. That's a Doc Ock that's in control of Peter's body. There's the Stealth / Big Time Spider-Man suit. There's a Velocity suit from the Spider-Man games. There's a very, very thick Bruce Banner Spider-Man. He's part of the control unit in Mumbattan when a canon event starts to fall apart. He's like the most muscular Spider-Man in this because he's a Hulk. Now, if you want to get a good sense of Middle-earth, you need a local to show you around. Who better than Gollum, who knows everything about the most dangerous places in the realm and learn it the hard way. The Lord of the Rings Gollum is a new epic action adventure game set in Middle-earth where you play as Gollum on his quest to retrieve his precious. The game takes place in parallel to the events of Fellowship of the Ring, adding new layers to the story you know and love. While Legolas, Gimli, and Frodo were hogging all the glory, Gollum was being hunted down, not just by Nazguls and Sauron, but also by Gandalf and Thranduil, dealing with orcs, elves, and all manner of creepy crawlies, climb the mountains of Mordor, sneak around Mirkwood, and outwit the most powerful characters in Middle-earth. We're super excited for this game, and you should be too. Click the link in this video's description to watch the trailer and purchase the game on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series XS, or PC. And thanks again to Lord of the Rings Gollum for sponsoring this video. There's an Iron Spider one, who's the red with the yellow pattern over it. There's Peter Parker from Neversoft's 2000 Spider game. There's a Shocker Spider-Man. This is Spider-Man who just kind of looks like the Shocker with the shoulder pads. There's Kane Parker's Scarlet Spider. Now, there is Spider-Man 1978. Toyuka Yamashiro, he did not cameo in this movie. I assume he's gonna come in the next one, but Phil Lord says the character is designed, so I'm counting him. There's a Underoos Spider-Man. There's a Dormammu-verse Spider-Man. There's She-Hulk Spider-Woman. Then this next one, I think, might be my favorite, honestly. This is Anya Corazon, the Araña. She's got an amazing suit that just kind of assembles over her with huge gauntlets. She's got short hair, she works out, and she's got an interesting carabiner, which, raise your hand if you know what that means. I'm not gonna tell you gotta look it up. There's the Fear Itself Spider-Man, who's in the top left corner. Cool fact, his suit is made from Asgardian tech, my friends. Now there's this tall, beefy Spider-Man in a black and dark red suit. There's a woman in a classic red and blue spider suit who's holding a coffee cup. There's what I'm pretty sure is a Deadpool Spider-Man. There's this one that I'm calling a newspaper strip Spidey. He just looks different than the negative Spidey, so I think he's a different one. There was a Spider-Man newspaper strip that was mostly in black and white. Now then there's another one with a big floppy sun hat. Kind of reminds me of Kung Lao from Mortal Kombat. There's a Spider-Man with a laptop who's also kind of a monochrome. Then the Spider, that's Peter Parker from Earth 15. Then there's the Insomniac Miles Morales, who's walking with the Insomniac Peter in that shot. There's what I'm calling the Purple Rain Spider-Man. That's a Prowler-inspired suit from the Insomniac games. His logo's a different color, but I think it's kind of connected to it. There's a new Fantastic Four suit Spider-Man. There's a gray and white suited Spider-Man with an interesting facial patterns on the mask. There's one I'm calling Leg Day Spider-Man, lifting a huge block in the workout gym who gets crushed when his legs get whipped out. There's one I'm calling Suns Out, Guns Out Spider-Man, who looks like he's just going sleeveless. There's a thick blue Spider-Man with a red bib pattern on his chest. There's one I'm calling the Silver Surfer Spider-Man coasting on the mob on the train. There's a black and white looking like a telenovela Spider-Man, like he might be wearing a sombrero. There's at least 2 to 3 more in this mob that I'm pretty sure are not anywhere else, so I'm counting them as well. And we'll end with these last two bringing up the rear because they're slow, a purple and teal duo. And I love these two side by side because they remind me of the early 90s drink cup that I'd always get and always just takes me back. Woo! Okay, that's it. I think in there I got 100, or at least I got very close. Hey, remember to subscribe to all 3 of our channels, The Deep Dive, The Break Room, and the main new Rockstars channel for coverage of all the stuff you love. You can support us by grabbing some merch at nerdriot.shop. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at EA Voss, and we'll see you next time, everybody. Bye.